The ceremony took less than half an hour, but it was a moment for the outgoing brigade to reflect on their tour, the successes of working with their Afghan counterparts and the sacrifices made, including the 9 comrades who lost their lives. 4th Mechanized Brigade lower their flag as their 6-month tour draws to a close. In the ceremony here in the provincial capital, they hand control of Task Force Helmand to 1 Mechanized Brigade. Both the outgoing and incoming commanders reflected on challenges still ahead, as well as major changes in Helmand over the last 6 months and the sacrifices made to achieve them.
9 of our number have died and more have been wounded. I would like to pay tribute to the magnificent men and women of the task force that I've had the honour to command. The British forces have the most astonishing and humbling bravery and professionalism.
9,500 troops have served on Herrick 17. Herrick 18 begins with around 8,000. The reduced number a reflection of how Afghans are now fully in the lead. The progress under 4th Mechanized Brigade is clear to see, with British-controlled bases in Helmand reduced dramatically in the last 6 months, from 37 to just 12. Afghan soldiers and police now leading on all operational activity.
One cannot help but be impressed by the fantastic progress that has been made these recent months. And we, in 1 brigade, paid tribute to your fallen and to the fallen of the Afghan National Security Forces. It's a great honour to be back here in Helmand, and I come back to find the security situation transformed from that which I recall when I was last here in 2009.
Strong ties with Afghan officials have also been key in the transition effort. This Shura last night was hosted by both brigadiers, where they reflected on the successes of the winter and discussed the challenging period ahead. The outgoing Brigadier Bob Bruce has spoken to James Hirst about the legacy of Task Force Helmand under Herrick 17. He paid special tribute to his troops, not only for their efforts over the tour, but for the months of preparation before deploying.
It has been a big chunk of not only my life, but the brigade's life. A lot of commitment has gone into preparing the task force for the operation. And as I look back, and I am very proud of the achievements that the men and women of the task force have delivered during the last 6 months.
The achievements that have been made, what concrete is there to show for what's been done on Herrick 17?
Well, we have to set that answer in the context of a counterinsurgency campaign. And what we've done is we've fundamentally changed the profile of the security effort here. And so the Afghan security forces are now firmly in the lead for delivering security. Their people can see that, and so can the insurgents. Now, it came after a great deal of hard work by all the tours that have gone before us. And at the start of this tour, we were fighting every day, shoulder by shoulder, or shana by shana, as our Afghan allies say. And that bit by bit, we've been able to push them out into the front and to reduce our own profile. And that's a good thing in campaign terms.
That progress has not come without sacrifice in terms of British lives, and indeed lives changed forever.
Indeed it hasn't. 9 people from my task force have died during this tour, and a great many more have been wounded. And I would like to pay tribute to them for their sacrifice and commitment, but also to all the men and women of this task force. The professionalism and bravery of British troops is astonishing, and it's really humbling for me as the commander. They can and do fight like lions, but they're also able to turn their focus almost instantly and show fantastic judgment and compassion.
Brigadier Bob Bruce speaking to James Hirst. While his successor, Brigadier Rupert Jones, can expect a busy tour with much to be decided over the next 6 months in terms of troop numbers and ongoing transition. We'll be speaking to him tomorrow about the challenges ahead.